Hello, it's a beautiful day today again, and the program is Conversation. My name is Elizabeth Abai. I'm excited, and if you look around my table, you will know why I'm excited. A whole lot is happening here. Last week, we started, discussing healthy living, and permit me to use the word. I was greatly, do I use the words insulted? No, that's harsh. I was greatly reprimanded for putting different things on the table rather than very healthy things, and I decided to, show them that I can do it. Yes, I can do it. NTA can do it. So we have a lot of lively things on the table, healthy things on the table, including the raw ones and the cooked ones. So we'll be going around and introducing ourselves. When we are done, probably we'll uncover the plates as well and get to find out what we have for food. Let's start with I want to call it chief herbalist because most of these things, most of these arrangements was actually your beat. So, your name?
Well, I'm Dr. Stella Iwagu.
Okay.
I call myself a public health farmer.
Okay.
Because I have a PhD in public health, and I also went into farming in order to promote health.
Beautiful.
Because we are what we eat.
Beautiful.
If we can get our nation to eat well, we'll be on our way to a healthy nation.
Very well. And I recall yesterday, Kevin was telling me, besides just eating, I need to eradicate mosquitoes around me so I can get healthy. Okay.
Kevin Fireface, public good advocate. I think it's nice being here to get to see that we have to eat healthy.
All right. And happy birthday again. But the world will want to know your name.
My name is Mrs. Felicia Ode. I am a nurse, and I have more knowledge on nutrition, and I'm glad to be here.
All right, beautiful. So everybody here has knowledge except Elizabeth, but I have one knowledge, how to eat everything. So I intend to eat a whole lot today. I will quickly get to play you a feature. I think it's something on how to prepare mixed vegetables. Let's see this. This is the chopped vegetable and kale. This is the chopped mushroom. This is the sweet red and yellow pepper. And of course, this is the cauliflower and our spices. We already had the other ones put. Okay, the pot is ready. So next I'm going to add my cauliflower. See the soup here? Yes. Did we whet your appetite? Well, the good thing is, if we did, then you better start coming, because everything you saw there, it's on the table, and both the fresh ones and already cooked. In fact, the pot is actually sitting here with us, so we intend to make good use of all the food here. But before then, I'd like to really start with you, because it was you that attacked me last week. Are you pleased with my table?
Isn't that colorful? Who is not pleased? Hey, viewers, are you not pleased with this picture?
That's lovely. No, I remember last week you talked a whole lot about mushroom, and I'm seeing the mushroom on the table. A lot of times we get confused with what to really do with mushroom, except probably what we saw now. I really don't understand sometimes what we can do with mushroom. Can you explain for me?
Mushroom is as versatile. It's like a bridge between chicken and vegetable.
Chicken and vegetable?
Between fish and vegetable, honestly. So mushroom is very rich in protein. It has a lot of fiber, a lot of microelements. And you can use mushroom in everything you can use chicken for. You understand?
Okay.
So in that okra soup, I'm sure there's mushroom in there.
There was mushroom.
And actually, you can use mushroom in your omelette. You want to
Okay,
see
like
the omelette?
okay.
Okay. So
We have an omelette on the table.
An omelette. Yummy.
Wow.
So, you see, that's mushroom. So if you cut it open, apart from the other vegetables that you see, you're going to see a lot of chunky mushroom.
Smells so nice.
Of course you will.
I think we should suspend the program
Let's
They need to bring some facts so we can
and
try it out.
deal with this first, so that we
So
can
all
go.
you do is just tear the mushroom into shreds.
Okay.
And if you want it chunkier, you could also do that. So you can use mushroom in your omelette. You can make mushroom pepper soup.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
something you make
I
chicken
think I
pepper soup.
remember that growing up.
The same way you make chicken pepper soup, you can make mushroom pepper soup. You can make mushroom pie. Instead of stuffing it with other beef and non-beef, you can stuff your pie with mushroom. In all the soup, traditional soup you make, you can add mushroom. You know, let's reduce the meat a little bit. As we get older, you don't need all that cholesterol in your, because you get all your protein and more. Your selenium, your zinc, all the micro elements are filled up in mushroom. As it promotes your immune system, helps you lose weight, fills you up because it's fiber and moisture. So you can have mushroom in okra soup, you can have mushroom in egusi soup, you can have mushroom in oha soup, you can have mushroom in okra soup, in just all the soup.
He's talking, she's talking, I'm imagining a lot of things, in my head.
You can have it, you can serve it big chunky like that.
Okay.
You can also put them in shreds. And you can have mushroom in your smoothie. And you can also eat mushroom.
Raw. Yuck. Did you eat that?
Yeah, but what's up been told that there are some mushrooms that you don't even get near to because they are very poisonous.
Yeah, there are poisonous mushrooms.
So now how do we now?
Did you eat that?
It's delicious.
Oh
Why
my
don't you try?
gosh.
Why don't you try?
No, let's save it for part 2.
Try.
How do we
Okay,
now try?
it's
How do we-
nurse's business,
I
not
don't
me.
want to try now. Yeah, but
No, I'll save it for part 2,
how do we now
You can
differentiate?
also have it in your salad.
So how do we now differentiate the poisonous ones from the edible ones?
Well, the poisonous ones are usually in the bush.
Yes.
So don't go to the bush to fetch your mushroom. That's another full lecture. The poisonous ones are often very colorful, huge. So beware of colorful, huge things. But these ones we grow in the farm. So they are cultivated in the farm, so you don't stand the risk of picking poisonous mushroom.
Oh, I see.
So when you go picking mushroom in the forest, you have the risk of picking up poisonous mushroom. But when they are grown in the farm, you don't have to deal with that risk at all.
Yeah, because I know there was once I watched a program and there was a poisonous mushroom that was used to weaken someone who they needed to control. So the lady kept feeding him with this mushroom. Each time she feeds him, he gets sick. He remains at home because she doesn't want him to go out. So that makes it easy for this. So, but it's good that one knows that you can actually farm it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you have your cutlery now to deal with the mushrooms. But before you just do that, let me quickly take a break for just a minute and return.
You have to taste it.
stop this senseless killing. All we need is one Nigeria.
I think we have come to the threshold of time when we need to seek for peace.
We need
peace in this country. We need peace in Nigeria.
And together, we can pull through.
No matter where you come from.
Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba.
We cannot achieve a better Nigeria by fighting.
Let us stand together in brotherhood and solidarity and strive for peace.
And not because of their tribal or their religion or whatsoever background.
Da zaman lafiya da kwanciyar hankali a cikin ƙasar Najeriya.
Let us support the government of the day to embrace peace in our nation.
Your Nigeria, our Nigeria, my Nigeria.
This message is brought to you by the Ambassador of Voice for Change Initiative, supported by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and the Federal Capital Territory.
All right, it's still conversation, and today is a bumper harvest for us because our eyes will not just be filled, but our stomach as well will be filled. I see the cutlery ready to cut, but before we get to that, I'd like to roll back to another nurse in the house, Nurse Felicia. Yesterday was your birthday, and once again I say congratulations and happy birthday. We're still celebrating up till today.
Definitely.
Now, I would like to know, you're married, and I know that a lot of times vegetable, getting children, even our men to eat it is always a problem. We want to eat fill up,
Yes.
Fill up gari, rice, whatever it is. What ways do you use your vegetables?
Most of the times, thank you very much for that question. Like my vegetables, most of the times I use it for like rice. But if you want to use it for eba, my children, you have to fight. Kids now, they prefer use draw soup so that it can easily flow through the esophagus for them. But if you're using the vegetables with rice, they can chew it together. So, and once in a while, like my ogu, I squeeze it for them, give it to them.
To drink?
It's very
Oh,
good.
really?
And it contains iron. It's very, very good.
Oh,
I do
really?
it like 2 times in a week. Then
that's a nice one.
part of this scent leaf is also very good. When children are complaining of stomach ache.
That's scent leaf there?
Yes.
Okay, this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Like when kids, they are complaining of stomach ache, you can easily squeeze it and you give it to them to drink. And before you know, they go to toilet and they are very, very okay. But the problem we have now is that most of these vegetables, they are not properly washed. And if you see, cholera is everywhere, it's endemic. Like right about now, people are dying from cholera, and it's a foodborne disease. Most of the times it comes from the food vendors where they buy it from. And it's raining season. Many people, where they get their vegetables from, it's not good. Some, they get it from waters that are being made from human feces. Like waters that are flowing from soakaway, some will go there to plant, they'll tell you it is a fertilizer. You have no idea of such things, right? At times they will go, they'll carry all these.
You see some of these guys who even sell out in the river, going to the gutter to
Yes, yes. So
or using this sewer line water to wash vegetables and bring back to sell to us. So that's why it's actually very good to wash.
When I go to the market, it baffles me when I see women, as in they'll say, "Madam, cut my ugu, cut my water leaf from the market."
Okra.
And if you see the kind of water they use in washing these things,
I have cause to always ensure that I get water right there in the market. If I need to cut my ugu, you buy pure water, enough of it, use it to wash the ugu and get it cut. Or I take it home, run it under the tap, and because you cannot always trust the system to help you. You don't. Sometimes these people have challenges. We don't have water. There's no good pipe on water in the country. Water doesn't flow everywhere. So what we do, the mentality that we have from the village, we bring it to the city, because in the village we have the streams that flows, and that's where we do everything, but everything is done.
So if we have gutter with water flowing.
So when they see these things here, they think it is that, it's still the same thing, but it's not the same thing, because Abuja has central sewer system, so it's not the same thing, because some water that you see that flows is actually from the sewer system, and that's why you have this endemic cholera thing being endemic currently now, because you can hardly escape it except you manage yourself properly.
There was something she was saying. I'd like you to key in on it. Where she said, the plants with the dung, human feces. If my vegetable is planted using maybe human feces and it grows, if I harvest and wash well and eat, I'm good to go, right? I just needed to be sure of that.
We're good to go.
Okay.
So in order not to put a damper on our vegetable meal, everybody should be able to wash their vegetable very well.
Okay.
You can use salt to wash. You can use sodium
Vinegar.
carbonate, baking soda to wash. Actually, it's not only just the biological hazard. You also deal with the chemical hazard.
Yes.
So sometimes they spray vegetables with all kinds of chemicals. So you want to take your time. Even your peppers, take your time and scrub it. You can even wash your carrots and your pepper with soap and water, or better still salt, or a little bit of calcium carbonate, that is the baking soda. So it's to strip off all the
chemicals,
both the chemicals and the ones that might cause you biological harm.
Okay.
So, but most importantly though, I know we all are very busy, but if we have time to plant flowers around our house, we can plant our vegetables in containers. Then you don't have to worry about cholera. So plant what you eat in your house. We call it edible landscaping. So once you can actually walk in your garden, and all of this, everything I brought here is in my backyard garden.
Everything here?
Every vegetable.
I know the jatropha grows real big. That's jatropha, right?
It can grow real big, so you can control it.
Okay.
Okay, when you came to the farm, we didn't have a giant. It can become a tree.
Okay.
But if you keep cutting it, you can keep it to size. The same thing with bitter leaf, scent leaf, all of them. You can grow them inside nice pots, and it will adorn your home. A lot of them also have additional function beyond just the nutrition. They have capacity to repel insects in your from your backyard, so you can sit in your balcony and not have to worry.
Like this
lemongrass is one of the good ones.
Okay.
And lemongrass, you can also make pepper soup with lemongrass and a lot of herbs and marinate with lemongrass. It's so flavorful. It tastes as good as it smells. Same thing with scent leaf. You know, I was telling somebody in Igbo land we call it Nchuanwu. That means it chases flies and mosquitoes. So, and if you look, our forefathers, their hedging system, they use all these plants to build hedge around the house. You know, so scent leaf is very good. Basil, which we popularly call curry, that one.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, that's basil. Just crush it on your hands and smell it. It's amazing for us, but for insects,
it's so
like
nice.
That. You know, so all of that water leaf. Can you look at the beautiful flower just at the tip of that water leaf? You know, it has this lovely, no, the tip. Yes, you can have water leaf in your garden, and they have these beautiful low flowers. It could be like a cover crop, you know, and then that you harvest all the time and eat. I'm glad you talked about squeezing those vegetables and drinking them. The best way to get the best out of your vegetables is actually raw. The more raw it is, the rawer it is, the better for you. So even bitter leaf, I tend to wash the bitter leaf and throw the water away. And the water is the best part of
this
the
bitter leaf. Like some women, they will tell you it's too bitter. They say have to boil it. They will boil it like 30 minutes, then throw away the water. And I keep asking myself, then what are you still eating? It's like you're eating chaff. Even this ugu, there's this neighbor of mine, the way she makes her ugu, she will put salt. She will make sure she squeezes everything all in the name of I want to make it soft. And I said, then you go for your water leaf. It will at least make it soft for you. So by the time you throw away the whole nutrient, then you're just eating chaff.
So we want to retain the color. If your vegetables are not still looking green on your plate, you have overcooked
like
it.
The
Yes.
I see on the omelette.
Yes, you can see they're all lovely and green. Yes.
Very good. Let's see if the vegetable inside the soup is also green. Let's see. Okay.
Ooh,
It's
yum.
still very green. Alright, so if the camera can capture a bit of that too, that'll be nice. So our soup is all green. Yes.
Should I move that forward a little bit?
Yeah, you can. So another thing Kevin mentioned that I want to really hype on is cutting the vegetable. I don't know if I'm wrong. You're better able to tell us. I was told that if I need to put my vegetable in the pot, I should cut it not more than 30 minutes before cooking. So if I go to the market, however I wash it and cut it, then bring it home, is it okay for me to use? And then the other thing is, do I need to wash before cutting or cut before washing? I don't know.
Actually, you should wash before cutting, because a lot of the nutrients that are in the vegetables are water soluble. All that green we're talking about. So when you cut and then you put it in water to wash, the green leaks all out. You practically reduce the quality of vitamins and minerals by more than half. So it's better to wash. And when you wash, when the whole leaf is there, you ensure that you get the sands or any other particle. You'll be able to wash well. Then you cut, and then you put it in your food. And then you allow your food to cook. If it is soup you're cooking, allow it to boil over, done your thing. And then once you put the vegetable, you stir it, you turn off the gas. The cooking continues with whatever heat that is in the pot. So that way you retain as much of the nutrients as possible. So you don't want to, even if it's vegetable you want to store in the fridge, I tell people, cook your stock. Have your vegetable handy. When you want to warm the food, you warm your stock, get fresh vegetable, chop it up, and then throw it in. And you find out that it's looking like you just made it at every point when you bring it out.
There's something I started doing, which is preservation, using refrigeration. Vegetables are actually kept in the fridge. They look fresh, remain fresh for like 3-4 days. If your fridge is really working. So what I do, if I need to cook.
Fridge in Nigeria?
Yes. What I do, it's a fantastic
really
fridge that's
nice
working
question.
exceedingly. It lasts for a very long time. So each time I need to cook stew or soup, I bring out like what you said. Or sometimes you just lace it on your meal. Now I think one of the challenges we have is that we were not really educated as to how to take advantage of all of these things. We've always seen vegetables as something you eat when it's cooked, not knowing that it's actually best to eat it when it's fresh, raw. Sometimes you can pick and start eating it, and you get.
Is it all vegetables that you eat raw?
Yeah, I think from my little understanding, you can eat all vegetables raw and get the benefit. Now, because of taste, for purpose of taste, some people you want to give them some kind of steaming, not cooking. You steam it. Now, as someone would really knows, cooking is one of my hobbies. Yes, I cook a lot. I do that a lot. So, as someone who cook a lot, I try so many different things.
Okay.
Sometimes, you lace it, you spice it, and you enjoy it. You can actually eat raw vegetable. First, cook your spice, then bring the vegetable in. Once it is done, mix it, and you have a fantastic meal, to go with. Now, you don't have protein. You don't need to bother because there's a way you actually spice up your sauce and adding vegetable. It looks like you're actually eating a well-balanced meal, and so that's the secret to managing some of those things.
And there are a lot of vegetables that have a lot of protein in them. For example, our dear queen here, that's a queen of vegetable. This is kale. Kale has so much protein. It has fat. It has minerals. It's like a complete meal.
Wow.
And it's delicious. Raw, blended, cooked, and all you need.
This one I can eat raw. I can eat a bit of this.
Sure.
It's acquired taste. We'll be amazed at all these things, everything. Scent leaf. When I make my salad, I was explaining it to you that day. Everything here, I can.
Yeah, it tastes like guava.
I put a little bit of moringa, a little bit of ugu, a little bit of this, a little bit of cabbage, piece everything together and stir it. Scent leaf is amazing salad. Basil is amazing in salad. I chop a little bit of the tender lemongrass. Just cut it real good. So by the time you pull together your salad, you
Thanks for
get
this knowledge,
flavor.
because I have not really tried scent leaf. Scent leaf, I grew up using with scent leaf in pepper soup.
Oh, you can use scent leaf in everything.
Scent leaf with,
you can have scent leaf in your omelette.
You know,
scent leaf in porridge.
So many things.
I grew up in, you know, scent leaf for
It's for
medicinal
goat meat
purpose.
now.
Goat meat and all of those stuff, you know. But I've now come to also realize that it's something, because I actually dried my scent leaf and put them in a container like you have your curry and all of those things. So from time to time, I used to spice up my meal, and I found that it was actually very good.
It's
It
very
has a
good.
way of promoting the taste of your food.
It's
really.
Like this scent leaf.
Scent leaf makes everything
Scented.
scented.
Doc, let me ask you this: when you dry your leaves, you know, is it still good?
How do you dry is a question.
Sun.
No.
Okay.
No sun. When you sun dry, the sun bleaches the whole thing away.
Okay, so how
If
do
you want to dry your vegetable, air dry. Air dry,
That's within the
no
room.
sun in the room, nice and airy, let air pass through it, and then
Yeah, but you
it's
get
slowly
weekend,
with it.
and sometimes, you know, you don't get to have that crispy thing.
It will, with time. You give it time.
Oh, really? I think I'll try that, because
When
I
you
mean,
sun, and then when you air dry, it tends to also retain its color. So when you sun dry, the sun bleaches it, and you lose a lot of nutrients.
I see. Thanks for that
You were
information.
saying
If I could chip in, we actually have, in our farm, we've been able to powder all of the vegetables you're seeing here, except this and water leaf.
Okay, you powdered it.
Everything
Yeah,
is
everything.
powdered.
So you did the air drying.
Air dry.
blend.
We'll also use dehydrator that comes with just a little, just like one, you know, like we use like hair dryer, you know, one glove of heat, and it dries it, it's crispy, then we'll grind it, and then we'll package it. That way we've removed all the moisture, so you have it shelf life of at least 1 year. So with that, you can have your ugu juice without having to
I think I
do
need to
all
come
this
for
busy.
apprenticeship.
Wow.
Do you
That's nice.
take in apprentice?
We
Because
train.
I
We
need to-
actually train people.
Okay, I will
We
sign
train.
up.
Yeah, please do.
because-
Come on excursion.
You know why? From 40, you're not supposed to be eating beef and all of those things. You're supposed to go
Processed food.
more of this. We're supposed to actually use food as medicine instead of medicine as food.
Well, that is what we call ourselves. We're the Center for Innovation in Food as Medicine. And I think the last 2-3 shows we had, I was able to explain how you can use all the different vegetables. Like scent leaf particularly is very good for the nerves. You know, it's like she explained, it has a lot of antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral property. Oh, oregano is there somewhere. Where is that thing that is over there? That's one
I
of
know
my
of,
most favorite. That's potato leaf.
Moringa.
Okay, moringa has so
Moringa
much
has done
protein,
some
so
kind of
much is
magical
good
things
for
for me too.
Okay,
even
the oregano is
diabetes.
somewhere here.
Yeah. Oh, and can we have another queen there? Alfalfa. Yeah, that's alfalfa.
As a
Yeah.
okay.
This is very good. This is alfalfa. We have it in powdered form too. This is very good for promoting. It has a lot of protein. It's promoting breast milk.
Okay.
It's good for the metabolism. So women that are breast lactating, alfalfa is very good for them. And again,
Is that the name that you
try-
can get it in the market? Or
You can't find it
so
in the
now
market.
that I'm not lactative, I take it, will I get
Try it.
I'll
So-
try later.
Okay, so alfalfa is very good. You can have it in your salad, you know. And another interesting thing is food presentation.
Yes.
Yes.
Put a little bit of this, garnishing. So another place our plants, our vegetables and plants and herbs can come in handy is in garnishing our food. You know, presentation is very important. If it's not looking good, I don't even want to try it.
Stimulate
you find
appetite.
the same thing with, you can also use the basil. That's the curry, what we call curry, that one there.
The
So you can
curry?
use it.
This.
Yeah, good.
So
Okay,
we can.
let's take a bit of that curry. Just sit it on top of that beautiful beans
Okay.
and see how it adds color. And it can be carrots, it can be cucumber, yeah.
Is that a goosey soup
That's
or the beef?
basil.
Or
That's egg sauce.
That's exos. So
Okay,
you
potato
can, you can
and,
have different things, and all these actually help in ensuring that we have the nutrients that our body needs when we eat them in the raw. You
Now,
can
as
also put them in your smoothies.
Doc, as a man, I'm very particular about herbs that can enhance. Now, I asked a question earlier, does it have some form of
Aphrodisiac.
You know, so what are those ones that can?
Aphrodisiac,
You know why? Before you start talking, there are a lot of men who, through, because of the kind of challenges that we have in the society today, I've not been able to meet up the requirements in the other room.
In the other room.
So
okay.
herbs, I know, helps to allow blood flow through the spine. That brings about the magical experience in the other room. So what are those herbs that can?
Hallelujah.
Huh?
The hallelujah herbs, right?
Yes.
So in Igbo, we call it always in uno. You know, indoor and outdoor games. So one of the ones that are really very good is beetroot.
Yeah.
Beetroot. So
distressor. That's a distressor.
Yeah, beetroot is good. Watermelon is good. Tiger nut is good. So it's a lot of the nuts. Scent leaf is also pretty good. So what they do is, and they're also good for blood pressure, what they do is they contain nitrates. So when the nitrate gets into the blood, it converts to nitrous oxide. And the nitrous oxide, what I call it is the vroom, vroom, vroom gas. So it opens up the blood vessel. It enables the blood vessel to relax.
Wow.
And when the blood vessel relaxes, the blood courses to the vital organs where they are needed. So,
and they start giving the magical
and
effect.
then the hallelujah starts.
I know of the beetroot. There was a time I was really stressed, and I took a glass of beetroot, and in less than 1 minute, just like when you take alcohol, the effect, there was this clarity. Boom.
So that's what it does.
From that day, beetroot in one of my meals.
So beetroot gives you boom. It's like coffee, but doesn't give you the crash of coffee, because it actually helps to get blood to the vital organs of your head, of your brain. And that is also why it's effective in reducing high blood pressure. Because when it opens up your blood vessels, of course the pressure reduces. So beetroot is really magical in its capacity. And it's also very rich in
Doc,
iron.
I need to see you after now, because I talk to men.
And for men and fertility, ugu is also amazing.
I talk to men a lot, so this is part of the concerns that always come to the front burner. So I need to see, and also bring you on our show, the Men Matters show.
Okay, so anyway, Kevin, what I was going to talk about the beetroot, I know that it's very good when you're done with your exercises because of the anti-inflammatory, properties it has. It has a way of rejuvenating you after exercise, and I also know that it's very good for the menopausal women because of the hot flashes as well. But
the one that is the most important for menopausal women is actually alfalfa.
Okay.
Alfalfa is amazing for menopausal women because it's loaded in estrogen. You know, as we age, our estrogen level drops. So when you consume a lot of alfalfa, it actually begins to bring up your estrogen level and helps you deal with those hot flashes.
Won't that have some kind of side effect for high demand in the other room? Because, I mean, when the estrogen is high...
Boy, if you are taking the beetroot and tiger nut and all of that, and then you are at this level, and madam is at that level...
Oh, I see now.
That can't be magic now.
Okay, I see now.
The question will be balanced. Anyway, let's see. We have a bit of meals coming in. Let's somebody says here, I am Nuhu Sani. I grow veggies. I need to know the processes of packages of vegetable. Can I have Dr. Stella's number? Okay, so you need to speak with her in person. So later on, I have permission to send your number.
Do.
All right, so I'll send you the number later on. But still moving on, I'd like to know, beans is right in front of us. Even though I've seen a lot of decorations, how best, you have children too, how best do we begin to help children, eat beans?
Normally, I usually tell the women that comes for antenatal, the women that are breastfeeding their children, when they come to the hospital, after exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months, from 6 months, you should be able to introduce some of this supplementary food. From that 6 months, you mash the beans. You start putting it into their mouth. Man, many children, they like beans. A lot of children, they like beans. The only problem is, they complain is, most of them, after consuming these beans, they'll start complaining, I'm having stomach problem, I'm running to the toilet. But that one could be because of most of the preservatives that are using, the chemicals that are used to preserve these beans.
Okay.
Then now you see a lot of women, they will leave the beans on the fire for like 40 minutes. Later on, they will throw the water away. all in the name of
throw away the water.
Yes, a lot of women they do it.
From?
A lot of women they do it.
You see, she talked about chemical, right? You know, the way we preserve these things. So the cleansing process, I grew up saying that you parboil it, bring it down, wash it. That when you parboil it, you know, so but I later found out it was wrong.
It was wrong.
The nurses are telling you, no.
It was actually, it's that very wrong. So what I do if I'm cooking beans is that once it is washed, the first wash, the next thing it gets on fire, I boil it to cook. Then, in order to make my kids to love the beans, I do my sauce, and I do that. I kind of stir fry the sauce and bring it back to the pot. Then I allow it to settle. Then they love it that way. So you put a chunk of half diced, what do you call it, plantain, and diced meat, and all of those things inside it. Then it's lovely. It makes it easy for them to love the beans to eat. It also reduces the heartburn that you get after eating beans. We just need to know how to cook it and enjoy it. And when I saw these white ones, I'm like, okay, this one looks very tempting.
That procedure of people boiling the beans, you're throwing the whole nutrient in it. It's just like, I told them you're eating chaff. Like me, I work in a primary health center. So I see a lot of this thing. Is in a community. They do different kind of things. You know, food has to do with the way it is being processed, the way it is being presented, and the way it is being packaged. And that is when you get what they call food hold not same. That's the food has been made whole. Everything well prepared. So, like my beans, my children, they will still tell you, Mommy, this one you're giving to us is a plant protein. Won't you add us the other protein? Because they're talking about fish. Yes. So by the time at times I'll fry this fish, add it for them, or I just parboil my fish, add to them, and you see them, they are happy. My ogu, I make some ogu, put it inside the beans, so that at least there will still be vegetables to make the meal balance for them, and they enjoy it a lot. In fact, a lot of children, they like beans.
Okay, you know,
if I can chip in on the beans.
All right.
Okay, there are 1 million ways you can make beans. So the issue of chemical, the thing to do, when you bring your beans, you wash it first time, then you have water boiling, you throw the water into the beans. That way, after you wash it with the hot water, you throw it out. Then you start cooking. So that eliminates or reduces the chemical residue that's in your beans. So let me take that away. Then some kids have diarrhea, heartburn when they eat beans. That's sometimes because of the covering, the skin, which is good fiber, but some people react to that fiber. So if somebody is having diarrhea or having heartburn after eating beans, you can advise that they take the fiber out. So, and then of course when you take the fiber out, the thing is, beans is pretty versatile. When you take the fiber out, and you could actually wash it, dry it, put it in powdered form. That way it is easy for you to make moi moi at a whip. You can incorporate beans even into the soiree that you make for children. You can use it for your akara. You can combine it with your oatmeal, so you have a way of sneaking your protein into, you're making bean soup. You can use it to make soup. The same way we make egusi soup. You can make bean soup. So that way you're actually increasing the protein content of the food you're giving your children. Like I told you the last time, my kids said they don't like carrot, but they eat it every day.
Because you grind it
because I blend it down.
All right, so we'll take a little break now, get to see another way of making vegetables, you know, more palatable for the children, especially when it comes to stir fry and I think porridge. Let's see this. are doing just what we told you we'll do last week, whetting your appetite. And if you don't like it, go to the market, buy something and do the cooking. Or if you're fast enough, you can join us. The table is still open. Once the camera locks out, we all go and eat. But I'd like to know, I've seen Jetrofa here. I'm always confused. This Jetrofa, how do I use it?
This is Jetrofa. That's the one they call hospital is too far.
Hospital too far?
Yeah, hospital too far, because they feel like within 2 weeks it can reverse anemia.
Okay.
So the women said instead of going to the hospital to go and start getting blood transfusion, transfuse yourself with the Jetrofa.
Okay.
You can squeeze it. Again, we need to be very careful because it itches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When the water drops on you, it's really itchy. So that's probably one of the reasons people don't like to use it. But if you carefully remove the leaves, then you can squeeze and wash it and drink the water. You can also add this in your salad, the same way you do lettuce.
My tongue will not itch.
No, it will not itch.
Oh, okay.
It's the water.
It's the water.
It's actually the water from the stem.
Oh, okay.
It has this milky water.
Skin, your tongue has a powerful coating.
Then you can cut it the same way you eat ugu. You can put it in your smoothie the same way you put kale or ugu or any other thing in your smoothie. And you can use it in your porridge. You can use it in your vegetable soup. You can use it in any way you use ugu or green.
Okay.
So Jetrofa is really very versatile.
Okay.
But it is one of the vegetables that is loaded in iron. It has even more iron than ugu.
No, but there are other types of Jetrofa, right? So
there's the other types of Jetrofa. That's Jetrofa cookers. That's the one that's non-edible. That's the one you use for biodiesel. But also what is also very interesting, especially in this era of herdsmen invading people's farms, we are promoting using the non-edible Jetrofa as a biological fence, as hedge around your
some
farm.
people use cactus.
Yes, some people use cactus, some people use Jetrofa cookers, some people use even there's one that has a lot of thorn other than cactus. So the idea is cows don't eat that Jetrofa. It's poisonous to them. They don't eat it. So we're hoping it should repel.
It's amazing how animals get to know the importance of herbs. You know, the way we're designed, from what I was told, we're not actually supposed to be eating protein, more like beef and all of those things, because we're not designed to. We're supposed to be eating herbs. You know, but when you look at it, you grew up with these things. It's already, your tongue is used to it. Once you have a smell of it, you want to go for them. So, Doc, how do you encourage us to
you can
focusing on?
Another way we can promote getting more people to eat vegetable is really how do we incorporate the meat in the vegetable. So when we do our stir fry, you can cut up your vegetable, your meats, your chicken, whatever protein, and use it in your vegetable. You know, so that way you're getting your protein from animal sources, because we also need the protein from animal sources. We do. There's some certain vitamins like B12 that are more in animal protein than you can get in vegetable. So it's really a little bit of everything. Like we discussed the last time when we were looking at the food palette, your vegetable should be more. Your vegetable should be 80%, 70 to 80% of your plate. Then your protein should just be about 1%, about 10%.
And vegetarians will disagree with you.
Well, they are free to disagree. It's a way of life. The important thing is, are you getting what your body needs? Are you feeding your cells?
Yes.
I'm curious about that thing you're holding.
This is potato leaf.
Okay.
And a lot of people just go for the tuber, but they don't realize that the wealth is actually in the leaf. Potato leaf is another very versatile leaf, very rich in protein. And you can eat it the same way you eat ugu. You know, a lot of
Is this
people
sweet potato leaves or Irish potato leaves?
Sweet potato leaf, I'm aware of. I'm not sure about the Irish potato, but I know that sweet potato leaf is very
those are my brothers
edible.
in the Jos area will not be rushing the Irish potato leaf.
No, the sweet potato leaf is very nutritious.
Okay.
Another leaf that is also very nutritious.
How do you can use it
the same way
anyway?
you use ugu.
Okay.
Another one that is really very good is passion fruit leaf.
Passion.
Yeah, I didn't bring that. Passion fruit leaf is almost like ugu. People mistake it to be ugu. And it's just the same way it tendrils and has this little bulbs. Passion fruit leaf is also very, we're so blessed, really.
Yes, we are blessed. And my time is almost not mine, but I can't, take off without doing what I intend to do. I earlier said that yesterday was your birthday. And in our tradition, we like to celebrate our people. So we're going to give you a little gift. And it's on the house, like you said. It's our basket of fruits. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And
It's lovely.
all right, so we're not leaving the
C'est
other
beau.
guests. That's your flower verse.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Beaucoup merci.
Okay.
Okay, yours is actually very close to you, and permit me to give it to you. This, that's your flower
Lovely.
vase, made from our
Looks like
stable.
your
Conversation stable is all
That's
recycled.
wonderful. That's recycling.
Yes, so for you to
No, this is upcycling.
use
Upcycling. Right?
upcycling, not recycling. We believe that nothing is
No
waste
waste,
anymore.
zero waste.
Yes. All right. So on a passing note, just one sentence to our viewers on how to cope with your health.
Okay, like my doctor said over here, we are what we eat. And to live a very healthy life, we must eat healthy. Just like I always tell people, we are living from our foreparents' era. Those days, they were not living on processed meal. But now, junks, processed food has taken place in our lives today. You see mothers, Indomie. I am not saying children should not eat Indomie, but we should make a little do with some of this processed food.
Okay.
Then let's eat this natural food. With that, we can have a very healthy living.
All right. Thank you very much. One word.
Well, avoid eating Indomie if you're a man, mostly at night, at all times, because it weakens your erectile system. But focus on eating
Fresh things like we
fresh
have here.
things like this. It's important we make food our medicine instead of medicine as a food.
Okay.
That way we can live longer and better for our families and enjoy our relationships to the fullest.
Good one. All right, Doc.
Eat colorfully and live colorfully and actively.
All right, so for me, I think they've said it all, so I'm not going to say anything. Just bon appetit. Let me do my
See, you got all the colors.
cheers.
Where's the beetroot?
I don't think you have anyone here for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, I can share. Can we? I
Bon
can
appetit.
remove one of this.
Fair.
Okay,
I'll share.
that's for you.
Okay.
Because you're the only man.
Because I'm the only man, that's why I even needed more.
We can go. I think I want to deal with the beans. My director is actually asking for these beans. I better leave it for him. Okay?
Can we all taste the egg?
Yeah, we should. Please.